Pokémon is a series that is known for its glitches, but not really in a bad way. While pretty much every game has a glitch or two, Pokémon is known for having some of the wildest and genuinely coolest glitches ever. Glitches that have even helped to increase the success of the games. That is why glitches are going to be the subject of today's video, but not the big ones that you probably already know about. Today we're going to be talking about wild Pokémon glitches that you may have never heard about before. These are all from the Generation 1 games, but hey, if this video does well, I would love to make more covering all of the generations, so let me know with a comment below. Oh, and hey, even this video wouldn't be possible without the support of today's awesome sponsor, so I gotta give it up for Raid Shadow Legends. Many of you have asked me in the past when talking about Raid if I even actually like the game, and the answer to that is yes I do. The game is very well made, especially for a mobile game, not to mention that it's free and you can even play it on PC now. There's much more to it than just that though. The game also has a ton of champions you can collect and play as, each coming from their own faction, including for instance, the Banner Lords. The Banner Lords were once righteous and true, fighting against the forces of evil, but they have lost their way. They have just declared war against their former friends, the High Elves, and it seems something sinister is going on behind the scenes with their once good King Teba, and it's your job to find out what. My favorite Banner Lord is probably Manaya, cause she kinda looks like Snow White, but a version that could totally kick the crap out of you. However, that just scratches the surface of the lore and different factions that make up this game. I personally love how high quality this game truly is. I love how convenient it is to play with its awesome quality of life features. I love the story, I love all the champions that you add to your collection, and I love that the game is free. The game is also constantly adding new content, such as 11 new champions, and almost 200 brand new missions to complete in just this month alone. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description to download the game for free and hop on into the fun. And thank you so much again to Raid for supporting the channel. Okay, getting into the glitches now, why don't we start with one that allows you to play as Professor Oak? Well, sort of. This is a glitch that actually requires a second glitch to pull off, so first we'll cover the glitch you need to perform in order to then be able to do the Professor Oak glitch. In the Gen 1 games, if you enter into the Safari Zone, immediately save the game and then leave, the game will not actually save that you're in the middle of a Safari Zone session, and thus will prompt you to pay like you're entering the Safari Zone when you're really exiting. From there, the game will still be counting down the amount of steps you have left before your session is up, and during this time, if you fly to Viridian City, go into Giovanni's gym, ride on the spinning tiles, and are in the middle of a spin when your time in the Safari Zone is up, you will hear the ding-dong sound telling you that your time is up, and you'll be transported back to the Safari Zone, except now, when you move, you'll be spinning instead. Now, while you're in the middle of this spinning forever glitch, if you go to a Pokemon Center and turn on the PC while holding left on the D-pad, and then close the PC while still holding left, the player's sprite will turn into that of an NPC, which can still be controlled. The NPC you turn into depends on which Pokemon Center you are at, but the roster of controllable NPCs includes Professor Oak, as well as a lass, a junior trainer, and a swimmer. Unfortunately, however, you will only be able to play as these characters until you leave the Pokemon Center, at which point the player will go back to using Red's sprite. In addition to playing as Professor Oak, it's also possible to make the SS Anne reappear after it leaves. I always wanted to see this happen as a kid myself, so this would have been mind-blowing to me back then, and it's still really cool now. So once the SSN has left, you'll want to stand one space up and to the left of the NPC guarding the entrance to where the SSN is located, and then take one step to the right while pressing start at the exact same time. Once this is done, save and restart the game. Once the game is restarted, you should still be facing right. Do not move, but attempt to surf using one of your Pokémon. Upon doing this, you'll actually surf on top of the NPC, which will allow you to bypass him and enter onto the SSN once more. Another thing that I, and I'm sure many of you, also wanted to be able to do as kids playing Pokemon is to be able to travel around without a Pokemon, or while all your Pokemon are fainted. The game strictly prohibits this, which is why it made me want to do it honestly, but in the Gen 1 games it's actually possible to do it anyway. In Pokemon Red and Blue, if you deposit all of your Pokemon into the PC, except one that is fainted, the game will eventually recognize this and give you a blackout, but only after you take 4 steps. If you save the game or reset before taking 4 steps, your step count will be reset to 4 and you'll be able to travel around with effectively no Pokemon in your party, even if it is very, very slowly. You obviously meet plenty of people while on a Pokemon adventure, but have you ever had a dream of jumping on top of them? Well, if you have, I am about to make your dream come true. In the Gen 1 games, if you can manage to maneuver an NPC below a ledge that you are able to jump over, and then you jump over it, you can actually land on top of the NPC. That's pretty much all there is to this, and it might be more of an oversight than an actual glitch, but it's still a pretty fun little detail. So far I have shown how you can play as Professor Oak and enter the SSN a second time, accomplishing pretty much everything that 6-year-old you wanted to when playing the Gen 1 games for the first time. But we're not done yet, oh no, because we can also make our way into the cycling road without a bicycle, because why not? This is another one that's more of an exploit per se than a traditional glitch, because all that it requires is that upon attempting to enter the cycling road without a bike, you hold down the left button on the D-pad while the guard attempts to turn you away. Normally, you would be pushed back the way you came, but this will override that and allow you to venture into the cycling road bikeless. However, once you actually enter the area, the game will automatically put you on a bike as if you have one. Man, I really feel like we've just taken complete control of the Pokemon world with these glitches. It feels like all the rules that I thought were rules aren't actually rules at all. This also holds true for this next glitch, which allows you to see the identity of the Pokemon in Pokemon Tower without a Sylph Scope. This trick is actually pretty simple. All you have to do is, while battling an unknown ghost, view the stats of any of your Pokemon, and upon returning to the battle, the true identity of the opposing Pokemon will be shown. Unfortunately though, you still won't be able to battle or catch it. And as if I haven't blown your childhood mind already, it's even possible to make your Pokemon invincible in the Gen 1 games. If, while your Pokemon is in the middle of a fly or dig move, they end up becoming fully paralyzed or hit themselves in confusion before completing that move, all further moves against your Pokemon will now either miss or fail until that Pokemon is switched out, the battle ends, or you use another charging move like Fly or Dig. I never thought I would ever say that I want my Pokemon to be confused or paralyzed, but I guess there's a first time for everything in the wide world of Pokemon. I'm sure many of you know about the popular idea of fusing Pokemon together, and have probably seen some fan art of Pokemon fusions, or have seen at least 1 or 2 fused Pokemon from that Fusion Pokemon website that has made its rounds and is basically a meme. That is probably the single most talked about feature that has never formally made it into the games themselves, outside of specialty Pokemon like Black and White Kyurem, the Necrozma forms, and kind of the Calyrex forms. However, you probably know where I'm going with this because there is actually a way to fuse Pokemon together in the Gen 1 games thanks to a handy glitch. This one is somewhat complex as it also involves obtaining a glitch Pokemon, which is a whole other subject on its own, but if you're not familiar, they're basically like the famous MissingNo, which is obtained by performing a glitch of its own. Anyways, if you have one of these glitch Pokemon, you'll want to put it in your party along with at least one Pokemon placed above it and 2 Pokemon below it. Upon doing this, the Pokemon below the glitch Pokemon in the party will have various traits such as their appearance and typing transferred between each other, with each Pokemon transferring some of their data to the Pokemon below them in the party. So, for instance, a recipient Pokemon would retain its moves and stats, but gain the appearance and typing, as well as the evolution method of its donor above it. While pretty dang cool, this obviously would make for a pretty jumbled mess of data, which also makes these Pokemon untradeable to Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal. However, they can be made tradable once again by evolving the Pokemon or depositing and withdrawing it from the Pokemon daycare. This is definitely as glitchy as glitches get, but effectively fusing Pokemon together is a pretty dang cool result. One of the biggest conundrums about Pokemon games is the fact that they only give you one save file to work with. You want to start a new game, but you don't want to give up all your amazing Pokemon that you have on your current file. We have all been there before. Well, there is actually a way to have your cake and eat it too here, and start a new game while keeping Pokemon that were in your party from the previous save file. Once again, in the Gen 1 games, you begin by starting a new game over a previous one. Then, once you go to save that new game, you'll want to turn off the game or reset it just after hitting yes when the game asks you if you want to overwrite the previous save file. The timing is really precise here, but if you can nail it just right, you'll come out of it with the Pokemon from your previous save on your new file. This is a good way to get all 3 starters without having to trade, but also, personally, I would probably use this myself to start the game with a Mewtwo. And there we have it. Those were some wild Generation 1 glitches. If you enjoyed and you'd like to see more videos like this for the other generations, leave a like and comment below, and be sure to subscribe as well for more Pokemon content. I'll be back with another video very soon, and until then, as always, I love you guys, thanks for watching, and I will smell you guys later.